We are back already, but there was a slight change of plans. We were meant to be doing Mad Kings versus Braxton, but we realized actually there's a game going on, and it could be the final. Are they 1-1 right now? Is Infamous and Thunder Predator, right?
Yep, 1-1.
1-1. So we could score a sweet point here potentially if we get it right, and then straight after that, do you know what's happening? We'll be moving over to the NA region where we've got Complexity playing against Runes, the BSK side.
Yes. I am very excited for that one.
But look, they're already underway, okay? So we don't get to play with the board. You don't get to put your heroes down.
We have an Attuned Meepo.
Oh, this could be rough. Bot lane, already a fight going on. The TP out attempt looking good, but won't be good enough. Visage will be dropped here. But when was the last time? I don't think together we have ever cast a Meepo game.
No, we have not. This is our first Meepo.
Did you learn some important insights into Meepo?
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah, I've heard that that Dragonlances are not the way to go anymore. You either stack Wraith Bands or you go straight to Hearts.
I'd advise Wraith Bands, but yeah, there you go, Hearts, that's an option too.
That I do not qualify for the baby's first blink poof discount.
That's alright, it's right. You're rigged from the get-go. One of your Meepos was on strike. These ones seem to be working quite well. And actually, if we look at the levels so far, Meepo up to level 9. Not actually as big of an XP advantage as you usually see by this point. I mean, we're only 10 minutes in, but Drought was doing pretty well. And the Viper is absolutely keeping up.
He's got a rough game ahead of him. Like, if he... There's not a lot of great jump targets, so he is not moving into the blink either. It's a Shadow Blade for him. And both this Drought and this Viper have done a number on their towers already. As 2 Dire towers down, presumably before 10 minutes, which is... You don't see that very often. We usually, like a couple of months ago, you would see first tower down by like 7 minutes, 8. Then we went all the way to 11, and right now instead this push lineup is not slowing down.
Well, this Pugner is a lot more aggressive than we usually see them, because usually a Pugner will just commit to a lane and stay there and just starve off their opponent, right, and get the tower eventually, but just keep farming, right? That's the way that it gets played at the moment. But I mean, we're already seeing this. We saw this yesterday. Is Infamous running their Monkey King support, and I think we're seeing similar to what we saw before. Is you can just go so deep, and it completely changes the way that Thunder Predator have to approach this game.
Yep, they have better tools to deal with the MK than the team that was playing yesterday. Like especially the Winter Wyvern is going to do a lot of work for both protection and for possibly turning his right clicks around. But at the same time, it's just a support. What I'm looking for here is ways for them to extend the game as much as possible. There is more space now. This Tiny is closing in on a Blink Dagger, and maybe if he can get a bit of a threat going, they could use this bit of dark space on their side of the map to get some pickoffs and hopefully give his Meepo time.
Mid, a lot of damage put in here. They actually get the corner of J-Man, return the toss in the air. Matthew taking a lot of damage, but they can't quite finish him off. They'll toss the tree, but he will live. And while they get rid of the tombstone, they farm a little stump in return. But I'm looking at this actually because we didn't get to see the draft. I'd imagine this was probably a final pick Meepo after they got block picked on the Drow when they picked Visage, maybe. That's what I'm looking at. Cause I'm like, Visage and Drow on different sides. Usually that involves a block pick.
Yep. Maybe it's the other way around, is a Visage block pick after the Drow came out, because I do really like Drow and Viper together. Like, Viper is already a nightmare.
Prada. Might go here, the Boundless Strike. They'll leap straight in. Decrepify, Life Drain has to use the Winner's Curse here. But Matthew will be able to get the kill anyway. It's the final hit here. We'll be able to move away. Didn't get his Jingu though, so he needs to be careful down to half HP. Raindrop helping out a lot here, and they can get the tier 2 here. So Infamous, like we said, it's weird to see this many towers taken already. And we're 12.5 minutes in. There's 4 towers down for Thunder Predator.
No mercy whatsoever.
Look at all their towers up. They're not letting Thunder Predator find anywhere here. Barely any. Okay, there's a decent amount of damage on the bot one, but for the most, there's barely any tower damage coming out, which is weird when you're talking about a team that has a Visage, Tiny.
They've been joking about so hard. There's no aggressive vision on the table for Dire right now either. So Roshi's going to get taken without any way to contest. Mid lane is all the way in. This game looks rough.
It's scary. This is a 13-minute Roche. And, well, this is going to be on the Viper. They're going to stick him at the front. He has got the Helmet Dominator build. And I like this. This is just piling on the early aggression. They know what they want to do. They picked up a Mask of Madness on Tomato as well. They are full in on this early mid-game transition.
Yep. You always want to tank in front of the Drow, and Viper is such a suitable one.
Bot lane. Jump in. They're going to go on the Viper that we were just talking about. He's staying alive in the meantime. A little bit of life still. Does get the Viper strike out. Toon needs to move away a little bit quicker than this. Meepo is almost donezo, but nice cover with the birds. But on the bulk foot, life drain coming out. They can't do it. No, they get enough. Moves is there. He actually gets the soul rip off in time, so Toon is going to fall. And Schofield will be able to retreat, but you lose your Meepo. That's the big thing. Matthew is super deep here. Actually needs to go to work, but he's so slow he can't do anything. Decrep won't protect him for long. The stuns come out from the birds. The Winner's Curse is being used just to slow down the pursuit because they're trying to get across. Well, maybe they can clean up the birds. This is the problem with stacking this hard and trying to chase as a Wyvern. Oh, Avalanche, toss, jump in, trying to get the kill here. Wisp staying alive, but we had to move away pretty quickly. Now rolling out. Spirit wants no part of that and stuck it on the back foot. Nice stun interruption. Jmar's going to move away. The birds are stunning up the Pugna, so they can't do anything in return.
Drow has arrived to the party.
Oh, Drow has finally arrived. Okay, she was on a coffee rate. Pepita is going to clean up the birds in the meantime, and Tomato on the side, trying to get enough damage here. Jmar gets him. Close call, just enough damage in the end, and Pepita will just look under this tier 2, as he's still got his faithful Centaur War Runner there.
Yeah, they should
or Conqueror.
look to move in on this tower here. They actually lost an Aegis for this, so it's pretty necessary to get something back in return for it. Well, the Meepo kill is decent, obviously. It slows that hero down so much.
It's looking a little bit worrying. He's sitting 3rd net worth, and it's the Drow and Viper. You said they're lethal together. And they are top of net worth, and there's no real signs of them slowing down. They're still tier 2. They might want to calm down a little bit before they go high ground, or they could just go in like this. Matthew, going to leap forward. He does have the Wukongs to work with if he wants to throw it out. Does actually force out the burn from the Wyvern.
Something really important going down on the back lines.
Yeah, Atoon, he snipes out the Drow. Tomato dead.
I was watching that. I am not sure why Tomato was not joining his team for the push. Like,
oh, look at the retreat now. It's a mess. Pepita's going to be found as well. Nice. We see this a lot, though. This is the mistake. This is the flip mistake.
Yeah.
Where you get a little bit cocky, you feel you got the lead, you do something silly, but then you reflect on it. All right? He's
obviously
got 40 seconds on the sideline to think about the mistakes he's made.
Yeah. Obviously, you don't need the Drow that much for the push. Like, she doesn't need to be anywhere near the danger zone, because what you're counting on is mostly her aura. But to be that far back and then not be paying attention to her aura either, because the Meepo was on top of her. He was watching her. He sniped the rune from behind her back and then turned around. I was like, yeah, she's really all by her own here.
Going on Schofield here. Stuck's going to come out. Can he do anything quick enough? Barely. It won't matter, though, because he has to use abilities. And, well, with the ward down, that means he's going to die.
All right. So now that Infamous have had their little warning shove there, like, hey, don't treat us with disrespect, because we're still going to bite.
Yeah, they calm down a bit. You can already see from their movements they're a little bit more reserved. They're not getting up in the face of Thunder Predators constantly. From time to time, maybe, but they're always keeping an eye out now for the Meepo. Atoon can still flip these fights in favor of the side of Thunder Predator.
So what they need to be doing is keep the creep waves in so that this Tiny with his newly found Blink Dagger doesn't have a lot of space to find any pickoffs with it. Stay together. Like, this Drow has a Shadow Blade, so he can get out, just in case things get dangerous, but I would like her to stick more right now and complete the choke.
She's going to tank up a little bit, though, which is no surprise here. Learned the hard way from the Meepo. They know that Matthew's around here somewhere. They're guessing in all the wrong places, though, as it's just the amount of time and resources you waste trying to find him that tree line just frees up the rest of the team to poke at this tower. Feels like they're going to run out of places to run very quick on the side of Thunder Predator.
Yep.
There's only 16 kills in this game, but there's already 6 towers dead.
So look at how far forward the vision from the Radiant is as well. They don't want any of these players moving out of the base, basically. And the Drow is hunting for the Meepo.
Oh, a Toon. Only got one up here, but he can obviously bring the rest across at his own free will. There is assistance coming though. Matthew will get vision for them here. There it is. They see him. Atoon being slowed down. He can't get out of it quick enough. The bounce strike. The stance is there. And he is going to fall. Atoon dead for 50 seconds. That is the big pickoff.
Just like anything you can do, I can do better.
It's like, you know, I just wanted to farm. You could have farmed too, but you came hunting. You made it personal. Oh, smoke coming out, actually. Thunder Predator, they need to do something. Even when this is unexpected. With Meepo dead, you'd expect Thunder Predators to be a little bit more defensive.
Well, the unexpected move is often the harder one to make, but also the one that might actually get you something. Because Papita is very far forward. He does not expect this.
Yep.
And the Tiny can cross this distance.
There's the avalanche. Oh, he misses the complete. Papita is fine for the time being. Now going to be tossed up in the air. He should still fall here. Taking a lot of damage to Decrep to protect him. Life Drain is there, but there's Winter Curse on the back foot. So Pugna can't be involved anymore. Papita does get the Viper Strike out. Puts down the AoE. And actually, he's burning through Tiny just quick. Tiny's going to go down first. Papita, he might just live on the back foot. Schofield getting low. They keep him alive with this Soul Rip. Papita's still in the fight. 3 dead on the side of Thunder Predator. They throw everything they could on top of the Viper. And the one differing factor that kept him alive was that avalanche missing. Yeah,
the missed avalanche was so huge. They didn't expect him to turn around on them at all. And they paid the price in a really big way.
I like this coming out from Matthew. As a support, Monkey King as well. It's not about the damage. It's the fact that if you come in here, it's just an extra frustration to deal with. And also makes Monkey King so tanky.
Yep. It's the same thing as, well, we saw in the last game so successfully, right? You claim the area. You know they gotta engage into you, but it's your space now. You wanna get into the ring with me? You wanna fight? You wanna fight? Huh?
He just slaps down his big Monkey King bar and just lets them all know that this is his land now, okay? Yeah. Far and wide.
I could see Atun thinking about moving in on the back line somewhere there, but they were grouped way better than before.
I think they're learning as well. Atun he snuck in to get rid of that Aegis, of course, and the second time he snuck around the back for the Drow. It feels like you fool me once, you know, fool me twice. 3 times, that's not likely to happen here. Infamous, they're not idiots.
It's something that I work on with people a lot. It's like recognizing these trigger moments where you need to adjust your behavior. And usually it's human nature to adjust after it goes wrong twice. Because once is luck, 2... you start thinking about a pattern, right? And 3 is only when you're really preoccupied by something. But what I usually try to do is move that moment from, like the trigger moment from 2 back to 1, so that they adjust after it goes wrong the first time. And then after that, and that's the hardest step, you move all the way to anticipation. So we're not even going to let it go wrong.
Yeah, no, like we talk about patterns a lot. Toon, oh boy. Needs to move way quicker than this. The balance strike does miss, actually. So they will give up, but... or will they? No, Papita's going forward. This is a little bit too aggressive. They do actually force him out with the puff, and they force a cancel TP. But, like, to hit on that, I think you're right. Like more or less anything you do in these type of games comes down to patterns, because it's very hard to get out of behaviors, and we talk about, like, you learn when you're talking to Sheep, who plays a lot of Meepo, right? And she said, it's not too hard for her, because a lot of it just becomes second nature. And you have to fight against your natural instincts on the way you play.
Yes, very much.
To change the outcome of game. That is hard to do. Like hundreds of hours of playing one hero, for example. You come to an expectation of what the hero can do and the way it's meant to be played in a lineup. Oh, speaking of heroes in the bot lane, they're going to be moving to nice 4-star away. Toon's still chasing here, and they'll make it turn around. They're going to jump straight on the Undying, but that's not a good target first. Gus there, forcing Meepo away. And now Tiny might want to lead. They do get the kill on the oversplit on the back foot. The Viper Strike coming out. Looks like they're going to find the kill on the Toon as well. Same time, Tiny does go down. That's 3 again, as they are getting desperate on the side of Thunder Predator, diving tier 2s, just to try and get that Drow kill.
At least they forced everyone back. Like, you do want to try and make them fight on their side of the map as much as possible, but losing 3 heroes for it, they were really going for the Drow kill instead of, you know, maybe we get the Drow, but most likely we'd mostly like lose a hero and get some TPs out.
A moment of silence for the zombies that were very committed to their cause, trying to reach the enemy fountain. Usually you only see PLs do that at level 25, but zombies, they commit 20 minutes into that chase. But now they're on your high ground again, and Papita's pretty damn tanky here. In the top lane, Tomato moving in, sees Jamar. She's going to move across. Jamar, I can't get away from this. The guts to get the birds away. Nicely done. Might even clean up the birds alongside their master. And meanwhile, Papita, he had no other intention but to poke at this high ground with the assistance of the Pugna. It kind of puts it in perspective when all you can do on the Wyvern is sit there and watch.
Yep. Like, you can clear the creep wave, but you're not getting rid of this Viper, and the Pugna can just blast you down even if the creeps are not actually helping you hit at all.
Matthew might just walk in and drop the Wukongs again. Yeah, there it is. Goes down. Says, fight into me now. Pretty tanky with the extra armor, and of course the extra damage does make a difference. They're waiting for a stack opportunity for the Winter's Curse, and they're just not getting it. Papita has no need to be anywhere near his team.
It is really great discipline.
And now they can't get close enough. It's like you've gone in so far, Matthew, at that point. Yes, you saw Tomato stack for a moment, but how do you get across in time? It's not going to happen.
You're not getting there at all.
Toon is ahead of what might come next. He's already pushing out the top, though. And this is kind of the buy time scenario you're in right now. Thunder Predators can be strong as this goes on, with the likes of the Meepo always quite potent. And of course,
all right, here's the smoke.
Become a hero.
This last smoke.
One hurrah. See what they can actually achieve here. The side of Infamous is a little bit split up. They actually don't have the draw anywhere near. Not Whisper. Stance comes out onto him. Just forced off away though. And now the Boundless Strike. Hitting on so many heroes in the back foot. Viper trying to go what the Winner's Curse is going to be there. And now there's a start coming out from the Life Drain. It's not enough. He gets interrupted and will be killed off. Pugna's dead. The Gust is there. Tomato has finally arrived at the fight. They get the kill on the Earth Spirit. Chasing forward for more. They will find it. They get the kill on the Meepo. Atoon is down. Everyone in full retreat. But I'm not sure how many will make it out. J Mari, not enough damage. Completes the TP. But in the tree lane, Prada will not be so lucky. And Vavito will just walk it off. He's fine. He's out. But once again, you commit so heavily on one of these heroes and the other one just takes control, right? They threw the Winner's Curse desperately on the Viper to no avail, and then Drow just casually walks for a good 20 seconds, gets to the fight, goes, all right, guys, we're done. GG. Because guess what? Thunder Predator's done as well. They didn't even wait to GG before someone left. That
must be brutal.
It was rough. I mean, we came in here. I have to imagine it was the draft must have, something horrible must have happened there. They must have got a very big surprise for the final pick. I'm trying to imagine who it would be because Infamous, they do draft the Monkey King early. It could have been the Viper. I feel like the Drow either was final pick or fourth.
Like, I'm thinking about third. Maybe,
because obviously you don't want to give the opportunity for a Visage and a Drow to get picked. We don't know who had first pick.
How I usually see it is you see the Drow on third, you threaten the Visage, and then they either have to block pick, or you take it yourself, and then that would be like, all right, well, we still want a tanky ranged frontliner, so they grab the Viper instead. That's how I would imagine. It's fun to think about this actually and sort of like backwards engineer.
New minigame. New minigame. Just try and guess.
Engineering drafts.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right?
How did that happen? Well, sometimes you can really clearly see like, oh, this was the game-winning last pick. That's the be-all to end-all, but in this case, I'm not so sure. Like, Meepo probably last pick.
Well, that is we only get to see the final game of that because we've got to move on to some NA action next. I am very upset though, production. We could have got in that time. We wouldn't have discovered our back engineering drafts, which was fun, but we would have got points on the board. Well, I guess we'll just go to a break really and be back with. Oh, do you know what we've got next? Savior of NA since PPD left. He has returned to the region after influencing SEA in great ways. We're going to have Complexity Gaming versus Runes. BSJ on EE. Which one is your real savior here? I don't know, but I think we'll go to a break and find out soon.